Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today's February 2nd. Right now we're looking at the overall view, infrared satellite imagery. There's western Washington. You got the atmospheric river streaming across portions of Oregon, Idaho, and Montana. A lot of showers rolling in here today. You can see the surface low taking shape right off the coast of Washington. Can't rule out a lightning strike or two, and we did get one yesterday. Glad to see that thunder snow out there. Had a few people commenting that they did hear that thunder. Kona low out across Pacific Ocean, continuing to produce lightning and a powerful atmospheric river into California over the next few days. Now, taking a closer look, you can see it was snowing actually at my house when I came in here to do this briefing, and there's the surface low dropping down the coastline, continuing the showers into the region. More persistent precipitation across southern Oregon, eastern Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and this is going to bounce north here as we go through the day tomorrow, bringing places like Bend, Oregon, more snow, and perhaps into southeast Washington. And this low is going to continue to produce precipitation at times off and on as we start to get colder through this upcoming week. So do not let your guard down yet. This home weather station here, you can take this base off and attach this to anything wood. It's got a nice little mount there, or you can put it on a pole. You plug it in, you flip a switch, and it starts broadcasting. Your smartphone picks it up quite easily. Very easy to set up. If you want to save 10% off and help the channel, click on the link down below. Now, we still have the winter weather advisories. I just want to remind everybody that we do have these quick hitting showers. And I don't know, you hear people talking about it's just an inch of snowfall. That's still a big deal. You make things slick, and you try to drive around on a hill around here with an inch of snowfall covering the cement and see how that works. It's very tricky. So when I talk about an inch or two of snowfall, that's still pretty disruptive here for a lot of the region. And these quick heating showers can cause whiteout conditions pretty quickly as well. Now, we're up over 94,000 subscribers, on our way to 100,000. Hopefully, maybe we can get there over the next couple of months. So click subscribe if you would. Now, Pendleton National Weather Service. This is the chance of 4 inches or more of snowfall. This goes all the way on and through Wednesday morning. There's Pendleton 50-50, Bend 50-50, Spokane 50-50. And Pendleton does include all the way up to Snoqualmie Pass. I do find it a kick that they show Seattle, Olympia, and Portland on their graphic here as well. But yeah, some pretty good snowfall amounts here. You saw with that atmospheric river, which will be moving northbound as we go through the day Monday. Idaho, Montana, big time snowfall amounts, especially for the higher terrain. You can see Treasure Valley, though, Boise, lesser amounts, not quite as cold down in the valley areas. Now, Spokane, this is for today, 40% chance of showers impacting the Spokane area. And again, just an inch or two just makes things absolutely treacherous out there. So be very careful. It doesn't matter if you're four-wheel drive or not. When you start sliding, you can end up in the ditch pretty quickly. And again, this is Sunday and Sunday night. Nice graphic from Spokane National Weather Service. And let me bounce back here and look at this. They got the cold weather advisory for portions off to the east of the Rockies. Just a reminder, if you're going across the higher terrain in the mountains, anywhere across Pacific Northwest, or if you're going into interior sections, things are extremely cold. So I want you to be aware of that. And if I click on that cold weather advisory, those are wind chills 30 below zero expected. This goes all the way on in through Tuesday and probably after that a bit as well. And again, up and down the I-5 corridor, total snow accumulations up to 3 inches. Castle Rock, Woodland, Kelso, Longview. So heads up for that. Those quick hitting showers can make things treacherous in an instant. Now, looking at the North American model, closest pass of that polar low, we get some retrograde action back out here. The surface low will be with us for the next few days as we cool down. So again, these quick hitting showers could become even more treacherous as we go on in through next week. Taking a look at the composite reflectivity, this is what the Doppler radar may look like here across the region over the next 60 hours. Again, plentiful snow showers moving across the region, more persistent precipitation with the atmospheric river action across southern Oregon, and you probably see some snowflakes at time across the Willamette Valley. We're not expecting snowfall accumulation here today or really tomorrow for the Willamette Valley. Things are much more marginal, but the potential is there as we go through the week. And then again, the showers rolling through as we go through this evening, and then we start to get a break as we go through tomorrow morning. You see that coming across western Washington, but look at that band bouncing back north, back across Bend and into some of southeast Washington, Idaho, and Montana with some heavy snowfall amounts across the higher terrain. But you see how it stays mainly rain for Boise as we go on in towards Monday night. You see that there. And then as we go through Tuesday morning, we got some interesting stuff as these showers are still showing up across western Washington, and that's when things are probably going to be below freezing. So you really got to watch out for those accumulating snowfalls. Do not let your guard down just yet. And again, continues to spin off our coastline. Now, I want to show the extended forecast really quickly because this is last night's European model run at 5,000 feet. You see how Western Canada and the Pacific Northwest stay cool all the way on in through early February. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind. We'll check back on this on a daily basis. This is the GFS. I'm going to put this into motion. There's our polar low visiting us now, the ridge dominating Alaska with this more northeasterly and north flow. And again, we do have that potential to stay chilly as we go on into the following weekend and potentially on in towards, extended periods here out over 200 hours out. So yeah, we have that chance to stay chilly as we go through the mid portion of February. And when I show you those 500 millibar heights, of course, the lower heights, cooler, more dense air, better chance for precipitation, clouds, convergence, and the reverse is true when you've got the higher heights and the ridges here. So hopefully that makes sense. Thought I just showed you. Now, accumulated positive snow depth change in inches, and look at this nightmare forecast. I'm going to scroll through this here pretty quickly, and then we'll do it again. And you can see that precipitation bouncing northward. There's Bend, Oregon. Look at that. It does get them as you go through Monday and on into Tuesday. And you can see the problem here because a lot of areas are getting 2+ inches once you get away from the water, and there are some rain shadowed areas. So there are going to be people disappointed with some of these amounts, but we're going all the way out towards Friday here, and you see the continued potential for some of these hit and miss snow showers across the region. And as you get off to the east of Seattle a little bit, the amounts start to grow. And then, for Olympia and the coastal range as well, and up and down the I-5 corridor at times. And as we scroll off in towards Wednesday, the Willamette Valley starts to try to get on that action as well, but temperatures are going to be kind of marginal. There will be some melting going on when that snow is falling here for the Willamette Valley as you go on in through this upcoming week. Now, just a reminder that the cold air is just going to be pushing in as we go through tonight. The Fraser River outflow will be going, and then we're going to turn things offshore really as we go on in through the day. Monday, we stop the big onshore flow, and then we start to turn things offshore, and that's when things are going to get really chilly in the overnight hours. We're going to have hard freezes out there. I'll show you some of those temperatures in a moment. And the Fraser River outflow likely to go on at least probably on in through Thursday at least, and probably on in through Friday as well. Now, snow depth in inches. I just want to kind of show you this really quick. This is actual snow on the ground. When you get to the blues, you're 2+ inches. That's disruptive. Call before you go if you're flying out of the end of the airports here across the Pacific Northwest. And you can see Mount Rainier right there with its big time snowfall totals out there, which is pretty typical during the winter months. But once you start to get above purple across some of the foothill areas and interior areas up north, coastal areas, that's 6+, 9+ inches out there. So be careful through this week. Do not let your guard down yet. If we take a look at the Willamette Valley in the upcoming week, you can kind of see the snowfall at times accumulate, but it does melt back some. So it's more marginal, but you still see some of these 2+ inch totals going, and especially once you get some higher elevation, that's why it's good to know your elevation. You can get some of that accumulating snowfall. Now, 2-meter minimum temperature. We're going to scroll off towards Tuesday morning there. You can see a lot of 20s out there, even some teens up towards southwest BC and the Willamette Valley into the 20s. Pretty hard freeze there. Wednesday morning, look at this. Some of the outlying areas in the teens for western Washington. Again, another hard freeze. Look at that Thursday morning. Again, very chilly out there. A lot of teens. Friday morning, something similar. So be prepared for that. You might want to cover your pipes and whatnot as we go through this upcoming week, no doubt, because things are going to remain chilly. And this is just kind of a joke here, but look at the GFS last night. Look at this Arctic blast it wants to bring us through the extended forecast. I just have to laugh at this. This is just kind of raw data coming across. You just kind of throw that out right now. But in the meantime, things are very chilly. We get down towards 10 degrees Fahrenheit for some of these overnight lows across portions of eastern Washington. This is Seattle, Tacoma. Again, hard freezes coming up here as we go through this week. Some of the daytime highs will be climbing up into the 30s. And it also shows that Arctic blast hitting western Washington. This is not going to happen, -4. And just kind of funny to look at the raw data come in. So the GFS hot off the presses, 12Z run. I'll put this into motion. And again, you can see that band bounce northward here as we go through the day tomorrow. It's going to hit Bend and portions of eastern Oregon and try to get into Washington and impact Idaho and Montana. And then we get another surge of moisture here that could get Bend again in portions of eastern Oregon, Idaho, and Montana. And in the meantime, did you see all that stuff still working its way around some of western Washington as we go through Monday night into Tuesday morning? We got to watch this across western Washington with very cold temperatures, and then we go on into Wednesday, another round of precipitation. How much does that impact Portland, I-5 corridor, Seattle, coastal areas? Good questions there. And how far north does that band get? And then what is to come after that? Who knows? We'll worry about that at another at a later date, but you still see some snowfall potential as we go on in towards next weekend. And just a reminder here, watch out. People might laugh at this, but the roadway glare, that caused a big pileup, what was that, a month or two ago during the daylight hours. I mean, sometimes the sun can just break out after even just rainfall, and it makes for very treacherous conditions. And this is going to be the big one, though. The refreezing on surfaces early morning, overnight hours. That black ice, it's so slick, and it kills people every single year. Be very careful with that. And check, again, before you're flying out. Snow sticks easily on plane wings. You got to de-ice all those planes. It takes a while to de-ice a plane, and those delays go down line to all the other flights very quickly. Now, looking at apparent temperature, if I'm scrolling through here, this is Celsius. So when you're seeing the white, this is all below freezing. And again, if you're headed off to some of the higher terrain of the Cascades, interior BC, off to the east of the Rockies, eastern Washington and Oregon, it is very cold here over the next few days. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. And I'll just scroll through here. We're looking all the way out towards Friday night, but you can kind of see how these wind chill factors are quite bitter for some areas. 8 to 14 day, again, the Climate Prediction Center kind of pointing to that below normal signal all the way through mid-February. We'll check back daily on that. And there's the mixed bag here on the 8 to 14 day precipitation. I also wanted to do this here really quick. Let's do the Doppler radar because it was snowing at my house. And let's put this into motion. This is the Camano Island Doppler radar for Western Washington. Again, probably some decent snowflakes flying across some of Seattle, Kitsap Peninsula, maybe Olympia, Tacoma. There's SeaTac right here. So yeah, you're getting the showers here across the region. You can kind of see how things die off, though. There is some compressional warming off the Olympic Mountains today. A little bit of rain shadow action going on across some of Whidbey Island and probably downstream a little bit more here as well. But you can see some of this moves through the Chehalis Gap. This is not subject to the Olympic Mountains, so you're not getting that compressional heating there or warming, and it just takes a slight bit of it to really hamper those showers. So if we take a look at the Langley Doppler radar, look at all these showers off the coastline, and some of these are no doubt are packing a punch. I mean, probably whiteout conditions and bringing that snow level and coating things out there as we speak across maybe Long Beach even. I wonder if some of that's getting down towards the beaches out there. It would be kind of an interesting scene. Let's check the Portland Doppler radar. You might see some flakes mixing in here, but again, temperatures are fairly marginal as you go down, Portland south here. But again, once you get up in the I-5 corridor, north of Portland generally, they still have those winter weather advisories, so be aware of that. We'll look at Pendleton. I can't see the atmospheric river there, but if we look at Medford, yes, you can see it better here. But again, there's so many terrain features in the Cascades, so you really can't see too far off to the east. If we check Boise, you can again see the atmospheric river moisture streaming across the region. We'll take a look at Spokane. Some light showers out there, but some of these could be making their way out across some of the Columbia Basin and especially out towards Spokane as you go through the day today, so watch out for that. Idaho Panhandle, some snow is flying. We go to Missoula, and you can see probably some heavy snow associated with that, especially across the higher terrain. Watch out for those whiteout and very slick conditions. But anyway, I digress. Let me get this video out here. And yeah, I will live stream at some point today, or I will do another video tonight. We'll go over all the most recent details. We'll take a look at the extended forecast, everything. And there's a chance I may actually live stream when I drive out and look for some snow today. But anyway, what else? Have a good day. I'll talk again here later.